France is on a mission to pull its aviation industry out of a nosedive. A travel slump caused by the coronavirus pandemic has thrown the sector into chaos, with around 100,000 French jobs directly at stake. The government now aims to refuel it with $17 billion in rescue money.
This morning, we are declaring a state of emergency to save our aeronautical sector, to make it more competitive, less reliant on carbon in the 21st century.
The massive support package includes $1.7 billion for research into eco-friendly aviation technology. The package also contains $8 billion of aid already announced for Air France. And an investment fund of up to $1.3 billion aims to support small and medium-sized firms and subcontractors. The main goal, however, is to avoid ceding France's place in the world market to rivals.
We need to avoid giving any ground in the coming months to the US giant Boeing and to the Chinese giant Comac. We will not leave the global aerospace market to China and the United States. France and Europe will keep its share.
The southwestern city of Toulouse is home to Airbus, Europe's biggest plane maker, which has been forced to cut production by up to 40% this year. For suppliers in the region, this means orders being cancelled or put on hold indefinitely.
We have 31 machines on the factory floor and only about 10 in operation, which means we only need about 12 operators here.
Some fear the city, which once basked in wealth from aviation, could suffer a similar fate to Detroit's auto industry in the US, which was ravaged by the 2009 recession. The International Air Transport Association estimates the global sector will lose $314 billion in revenue this year.
The crisis brought growth to an abrupt halt. 80 to 90% of aircraft orders were delayed. Recovery, as we all know, unlike other sectors of the economy, will be progressive at best and more likely very slow.
The French economy is expected to contract 10% this year, and the government believes it will take around 3 years before the aeronautical industry reaches pre-crisis production levels. It hopes its support package will help change the winds in its favor. Sibel Karkus, TRT World.
Well, for more on this, Marc Ivaldi joins us now from Toulouse in France. He's a professor at the Toulouse School of Economics. Welcome to Money Talks, Marc. Now, France has announced this huge bailout package, $17 billion worth of aid, investment, loans and guarantees. But do you think it'll be enough to save France's aerospace industry?
It's very difficult to say. It will clearly depend on the length of the COVID crisis. For the moment, it's a very good sign. I mean, in the region of Toulouse, it's about up to 40,000 jobs that can be lost and go to people who are going to be laid off.
Yes, now Airbus and Air France are two of the biggest beneficiaries of this bailout scheme. But these businesses, as we know, have encountered problems even before this pandemic. Airbus, for example, was rapidly losing orders of its signature super jumbo A380 aircraft. Do you believe these companies will use these funds effectively, and how should they be using this money?
Well, no, I think that Airbus was going very well. I mean, the backlog of order was huge and is still huge because there were plans to build planes until at least 15 years. So no, the situation of Airbus was very good. It's not the same with Air France. So the question is really if there will be change in the way air traffic is going to evolve after the crisis. It is probably one thing we can expect is that the business market for traveling will change because we are using more and more video technology to exchange and to organize business. So there will be probably an impact, and it's not a good news for airlines and so for the aeronautic industry, because the business market of traveling is one of the most important. Is probably around 60% of income of airlines. And in the short run, of course, the leisure market is going to be affected because people because of the rise of unemployment and different difficulties and different choice of policy. Probably the revenue of people are going to decrease, and so they will certainly shorten their expenditure on traveling. But it depends really on when the crisis will end up.
Yes, can I interrupt you there, Marc? Now, we heard in the story that there are predictions it could take around 3 years before the industry gets back to pre-crisis levels. Do you believe that estimate to be about right?
It's always very difficult to say that. I mean, if we had very good news, I mean, there is no second wave in the next few months. And if we get a vaccine in this maybe in the first semester of 2021, my vision of that is that we can have a very fast recovering. There is no before the crisis, which is an unexpected event. The traffic, the air traffic was growing each year 4%, and I don't think that, except the change of behavior in the business market, I don't think that there will be a lot of change. Okay. Now, of course, it will take time for people to get back on the loss of income, and it will take time. I'm not completely pessimistic about the situation. I think that really depends on how it will change.
I'm so sorry. We'll have to leave it there, but excellent analysis. Thank you again for joining us on the program.